Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Real Juicy Detox. Welcome to my lounge. Welcome to my home. I am Berns. I'm your certified detox specialist. And here at the Real Juicy Detox, we talk about all aspects of our healing journey. We focus a lot on detoxing the physical body so that we can tap into our inner world of health and vitality. And that is such an important aspect of our physical experience here on earth. So if you are interested in more health and vitality in your life, I am so glad that you are here. You're in the right spot. Today, I feel it necessary to also talk about the spiritual aspect of this whole experience. It's been coming up for me personally a lot in my life. I want to share some experiences that I've had recently and some experiences that some of you have been sharing on your own personal journey. But first I want to get bouncing. I want to get bouncing so that I can get my energy flows going, so that I can truly wake up my beautiful machine, this beautiful physical vehicle. What is it a vehicle for? It's a vehicle for my soul. It's a vehicle for my soul. And I think a lot of times we can get so caught up in identifying with this physical body because we look at it every morning, we drive around in it every day, excuse me, and we can oftentimes forget that we are way more than this physical body. So I want to kind of touch on this very important topic a little bit because I think it is something that many of us can relate to, and I think it's something that some of us don't really realize. So I want to open up that topic. And I was thinking in my head, when do I do this? Which class do I drop this beautiful content in? Or do I make a solid, 10-minute just head talking video on this, which I definitely will, because I think it's just that little content can really help a lot of people. But I wanted to start the discussion with you guys together in class this morning. And because it's on my heart and in my mind and on my heart today especially. So I want to chat about that. Good morning, Carol. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you slept well, babe. So glad to see you in class. Talia is here as well. Yay! Talia, welcome back to class, beautiful. Good morning, everyone, says Talia. Gwen says, good morning, beautiful. Good morning, darling. How are you doing? How's Eric? I hope you guys are having a great morning. Good morning, Adam. I don't know what that means, but hey, good morning. I'm going to assume it says good morning to you. Good morning, Rockstar Ruiz. My sauna was delivered last night. Awesome, awesome. How is it? Did you get a chance to put it up? Good morning, honey. Good morning, Amy. So glad that you guys are here. By the way, I'm drinking some beautiful orange juice today. Oh my gosh. Living food. If you want a living, vibrant body and a living, vibrant life, you need to eat living, vibrant food. Juice. I start my day every day, and I would say 90% of the food that I take into my body is vibrant, living juice. Good morning, Duda. Duda says good morning, all. So let's get bouncing. If you are bouncing with us today, let me know in the comments. Let me know I'm bouncing, or I'm just watching, or I'm still in bed. I know, Duda, you are 5 hours, 6 hours ahead of us, maybe. What time is it by you, Duda? So glad that you are here this afternoon. Eric is doing good in class right now. Awesome, awesome. Berns, blessings to you. I realize how much I'm learning with you, and I'm so grateful for it. Oh, Gabriella, I'm so grateful to hear that. Thank you so much. That makes doing this 3 times a day. It makes it easy for me to do this 3 times a day when I know that you guys are getting so much out of it. You're bouncing. Awesome. Okay, so let's get bouncing. Let's get bouncing. I'm going to be talking about spirituality today. And I'm pretty sure I can do this while I bounce. Good morning, Dawn. I'm so glad that you are here this morning. I watched your beautiful video this morning when I woke up. It was so good, and it was the last thing that I needed, or the next thing that I needed to realize that this is the topic that I'm going to be talking about today, the the spiritual aspect of our healing. Thanks for asking about Eric. Truly appreciate you. Every time I see you, every time I think about you, I think about, oh my goodness, I wonder how our track star, our beautiful young man is doing. So I'm so glad, babe. I'm so glad. Good morning, Janelle. Oh my goodness, look at all the beautiful people here. I did my bouncing earlier this morning. I'm getting ready to go to work. Okay, excellent. So let's talk about this. Pop in, even though I'm not going to get to all of the comments. Put your comments in as we talk about this, and keep the conversation going. As you all know, I will pop the comments up on the screen as I go through this. Let me see here. Let me just catch up with these comments right here real quick. I stayed up late putting it together and used it. It was wonderful. Oh my gosh. You're inspiring me. I think I'm going to get one. It's 2 p.m. here. Made some pasta, baked with amazing raw veg sauce. Peeling oranges now, and we'll try to bounce at the same time. At the same time as peeling oranges. Okay, well that will be I know what you mean. Spirituality. We are on a spiritual journey. And so often, because we so identify with the physical body, we can really get lost and forget the fact that we are spiritual beings who drop down into this physical planet for a nanosecond in the grand scheme of the timeline and the time frame of existence. This has been my experience so far with spirituality. I can't say that. That would take a while to get into. I've been noticing a lot of people really struggling. I had a client. She signed up with me 2 weeks ago, and last week she passed away. I want to honor her memory right now. Jody, you're so amazing. When I started working with Jody, I actually started working with Jody several months ago on a very casual basis. Jody also went by the name of Asher. And I feel that this is a really beautiful story to share with you all. It meant so much to me to be able to work with her, even casually, even in the classes here. We were chatting quite a bit off and on over the last probably 5 months. And I could see her struggle, and I could feel her pain and her confusion about what was happening and why she couldn't get a handle on it, and why she was trying all these different practices, and finally came to Dr. Morris's work and had worked with a couple other detox specialists before, started working with me, but she couldn't understand why her body wasn't healing. And I see this a lot in some of the juicing groups and the juicing communities that we are in, where you get some people, and also the Dr. Joe Dispenza groups as well, where there are a lot of people who are really seeking healing modalities to heal their bodies and to get out of the pain that we are experiencing in this physical body. So I started working with Asher, and we were supposed to get on our one-on-one video calls, but she was so weak that she actually couldn't manage that. So for the first week that we worked together, we only worked one-on-one together for 1 week, believe it or not. And in that week, I'm so grateful for text messages because I have them all saved. I never delete anything. Through that first week, it was a beautiful exchange of energy. I recognize this as a woman who was on a beautiful spiritual journey. And the day before she passed, the day before she passed, I messaged her because she didn't have any real strength to carry a whole conversation. I knew she was starting to make her transition. I know that. I knew that at the time. And I said to her, I texted her the day before she made her transition. I texted her to say, and I said, hey, babe, I need to talk to you. Is it possible that we can do a phone call or a video call? And she said, yes, I want to as well. And I said, awesome. And we set it up. I said, do you want to do a video call? Do you want to do texting? I would prefer to do a video call because I want to see you. I want to look into your eyes. And she said, yes. I said, okay. She set it up so that her best friend was going to be there to facilitate because she really could not do it on her own. And I looked into this beautiful woman's eyes and I just saw her soul. It was beautiful. It was powerful. I also saw somebody who I could see. I've watched people on their deathbeds before, most notably my dad. And while she was very lucid and very much aware of the conversation, unlike my dad, I could still recognize the energy of somebody in transition, active transition. And that time that we spent together, I don't know, I think it was about half an hour or 45 minutes. One of the things that I said to her, because I knew her, what she was dealing with and what her journey had been up until then, and especially in that last week when we were chatting a lot. Sometimes, a chat conversation lasted 2 hours with her, which is amazing and surprising considering that she had such little physical energy to do that. She did it. She was amazing. And I said to her, babe, it's okay to let go. It's okay to surrender. She, like me and like a lot of people, were very much had the energy of needing to control everything, needing to know the outcome, needing to not wanting to let go and just let the process unfold. And I got this beautiful message to say to her, just, it's okay to let go. It's okay to surrender. You are not going to die, because that was her fear. If I let go, if I surrender, then I'm going to die. And I said to her, first of all, none of us ever die. None of us ever die. The physical body that we inhabit right now might no longer serve us, but we never die. And I want you to know that it's okay to surrender. It's okay to let go. You're not going to die. There is no death. So she looked at me when I said that, and just the biggest smile just washed over her. And it was one of the most beautiful experiences of my life. It was so moving, but it was not moving in a sad way. It was moving in a reaffirming and a confirmational type of way. And the next morning, I got a message from her partner, her life partner, saying that, I just wanted to let you know that Jody passed away last night peacefully at home with us all around her. And we wanted to thank you so much for your service and what you did for Jody and what you how you worked with her. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I just felt her. I felt the whole entire process as it was happening, but I didn't feel any sadness around it. And a big part of that is because I have this deep understanding and knowing that we never die. this physical body that we are charged with, that we are in charge of, that we are responsible for, is not really us. Our soul is way bigger and way more expansive than this physical body. And I think sometimes we can get really locked down into identifying so much with this physical body that we forget that we are not this physical body. And yes, while we are here, we want to take care of our physical bodies. And a lot of the work that we do here at the Real Juicy Detox has a lot to do with how to feed and nourish this physical body so that we can have a really healthy condition, a really healthy state of body. I saw another post yesterday, or maybe it was the day before yesterday, I forget, of somebody in that very group, in that Facebook Dr. Morse group, who was saying, I can't do this. I thought I wanted to be a detox specialist, but I can't do it because how do you handle when somebody that you're watching in the process and that you're working with to help them through the process makes their transition and it doesn't work? The healing, the detox, the thing that we're doing here, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with when somebody dies? First of all, you realize that nobody dies. And there is a certain amount of detachment that one needs to have when dealing with anything to do with this physical three-dimensional world. Because this is impermanent. This three-dimensional reality is a version of reality. It is a microcosm of a very tiny, tiny little scenario that's going on. When I work with anybody, when I work with myself, there's a certain amount of detachment from this physical world that we need to have in order to see clearly, have a clear perspective, and in order to understand that this is an impermanent world that we live in. And I typed a comment in there, something to the effect of all of this. I hope that this is making sense and that this is landing for some of you, any of you, one of you. There's a certain amount of detachment. There's a certain amount of detachment from this working, even though I know it works to heal the body. And there's also a certain amount of understanding that just because somebody passes away does not mean that they haven't been healed. There is more to healing than just making the cancer go away or living forever. Newsflash, none of us are getting out of this alive. None of us, in terms of this physical life experience. And I think if we can come to this experience understanding that the work is not just about getting rid of the dis-ease in our body or reversing a diagnosis, but the true work of true deep healing has much more to do with how we heal our soul as we go through an experience on this physical planet, in this physical body. Jody's soul was healed, y'all. So if anybody is out there feeling sadness for somebody who has made their transition, I want you to understand that there is so much healing that happens in that process and in this entire process that we are going through, with learning about how to take care of our body, with learning about how, everything to do with the lymphatic system and the glandular system and healing the body and all the acidosis and alkalinity. And that is such an important aspect of this physical vehicle. But this is just our vehicle. This is not us. I've seen it with other students and other friends and other people that I've both worked with directly and indirectly in the Dr. Joe Dispenza groups, where we watch somebody go through their incredible hero's journey And we forget for a minute that they're on a true hero's journey of the soul. And that the physical death of the physical body just means that this physical body and this physical experience is over for a minute. So much healing on a soul level happens under the surface that we are not aware of because we can't see it. We cannot easily perceive it because we're so focused and so conditioned on looking at this physical side of things. And it just really has been sinking in so deep for me, you know, that nothing is going wrong here. When someone that we love and we care about and we see them working on their healing on a physical level, what we need to understand is that they have come here on a soul contract, on a contract that their soul signed up for and agreed to. One of the things we agreed to is that we're not going to be here forever, right? So when we see somebody that we love and that we care about and that we've seen their journey and we've seen their struggle and we've seen their rise above it and we've seen their in the depths and the mess of it, and we are pulling for them and we are encouraging them along, what I want you to remember is that as their soul goes through the transition from this physical plane to the next physical plane, nothing is going wrong. You're going to die and leave behind, your physical body is going to die and leave behind the remains of the physical. I am going to make my transition. You are going to make your transition. Your family members, your pets, your loved ones, your acquaintances, the people you don't like, the people you do like. We are all going to be making our physical transition. This is the guarantee of this world, of this life. And to be able to focus on our soul's journey through this, coming to terms with that is a huge, huge piece. And I believe, to some extent, and this might seem like a bold statement, and it is, but I believe that when we're really able to let go and truly surrender, especially when we're at the end of our physical body being able to serve us, and we're able to surrender and let go and realize that nothing dies, we don't die. We just make our transition to another realm, another reality, another energetic place. When we're able to surrender and just let go and be in that free fall, that's when we transition. And I really do believe that there was something about my words to Jody when I said to her, it's okay to surrender. Just let it go. Just let go. Everybody is going to be okay here, I think is something that I told her. Or at least it was the energy that I was looking into her eyes and transmitting to her. It was a huge honor to be there in her final hours. And if any of you knew Jody, who also went by Asher on Facebook, I want you to know that she's okay. I've been in strong communication with her since I heard the news, since her partner messaged me, and then her best friend, Lynn, God bless you, what an angel, Lynn, who was facilitating the call. We were all holding space for a beautiful soul in transition. And there was no greater honor in my mind in a role of service, compassion, and love than to be with her during that final stage of this physical life. It was a true honor. It was an honor that I will cherish and appreciate. There was no sadness. When her partner messaged, I felt it right here and right here. And I said, Dali and I were sitting together, and I said, oh my gosh, Jody passed this morning. And I just felt so much honor for her and for our exchange. And I wanted you guys to know that. And I want you guys who are on this journey to not feel like, oh, well, this didn't work. She didn't heal herself from cancer. She's, she should have done something else. She should have done something different. She could have done something different if only she did this and if only she did that. And if she did this and that together, then she would have been able to heal the cancer. Then she would have been able to heal her body. That's just looking at healing the body. All of the work that she did, all of the developing of this inner knowing that it was okay to eventually just let go when it was her time to let go. Her soul was on a very beautiful and very powerful journey. And she brought us all in on her journey. She would write so many posts and ask questions and give hope and give advice and give so much to the community. All part of her soul's path. Nothing went wrong. Nothing is going wrong with any of us on this path. Nothing. Detachment. If you want to do this work and help other people as you're helping yourself, you must have a certain amount of detachment. Doesn't mean that you don't care. It doesn't mean that you don't love. It means that when you see people going through their experience, you're detached from the emotion of sorrow. You're detached from the notion that, oh my God, I've got to fix them and make everything sunshiny and perfect and they will live forever. There's a certain amount of compassionate detachment that we need to have, even with our own journey. I'm doing this journey. I'm not hugely attached to my outcome, although I enjoy seeing my outcome. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy seeing my body feel and look more beautiful than it's ever felt or looked. I enjoy the energy that I have inside of myself, but I try as much as possible. And I'm very aware every morning when I wake up and I look at myself and I'm like, yes, girl, you're doing it. And I always have to remind myself, this is just temporary. It's temporary. Enjoy it in the moment. Yes, because it's nice to drive around in a beautiful vehicle. But understand that this is so temporary. This is not me. Just like how you are not your car parked in the driveway, you are not this body either. You are a spiritual giant. We just have forgotten that. So I wanted to bring that message to you guys. I felt that was downloading so strongly. In the morning when I wake up, I really try to check all of my essences, my physical essence, my spiritual essence, my emotional essence, my mental essence, to get some guidance as to how to title up the video for the day. And very much so, this was the message. I had another somebody else. I love it when you guys tag me in other people's questions and queries on the different juicing and Dr. Morse groups on Facebook. And we saw that I saw that one of you had tagged me in that beautiful man's question about being extremely emaciated after months of doing this work. And if any of you have any experience with cancer, if you can let me know, how have you been? And there was a lot of the same kind of thing, a lot of, oh my God, try this, do that, do all these things together. And we need to remember that everybody is on their own spiritual soul journey with this. That doesn't mean that we do whatever we can to try to support and help each other through that. But we also have to remind ourselves that we are not this physical body. We are not this physical body. And with that comes a little bit of cognitive dissonance, a little bit, because here we are talking about this beautiful juicing and how if you want more vibrant, energetic life, you have to eat more vibrant, energetic food and all of that, right? It's a little bit of a, yeah, but you focus on the physical so much, but now you're saying, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes, Gabriella, you were the one that tagged me in that post. And I'm so grateful that you did. Thank you so much. This was inspired by that post. This was inspired by our beautiful friend Asher, who is a class member here in our class. I've been thinking of the way, how do I honor Asher, Jody, and share this with you guys so that it can inspire you, so that we can not feel the overwhelming sadness that so many of us feel when somebody makes their transition. You know, how can we get to that place where when we hear somebody has transitioned, we don't feel this overwhelming sadness and sorrow? When my dad passed away last year and when my mom passed away 20 years ago, I felt the sadness of it, but for a minute, and by a minute, I mean an hour, maybe. And then I reminded myself that I still have full access to their spirituality, their essence spiritually, their soul. But I couldn't do that. I couldn't have access to them if I was attached to the notion that they are their physical self. Do you know what I mean? When you detach from the notion that your loved one is their physical body and who you see in physical form, and you attach instead your awareness to them and their soul, when they make their physical transition, when they leave behind their physicalness, you immediately can continue your relationship with them on the spiritual side, on the soul essence side of it. I never feel a loss of my mother. She is with me all the time. I never feel a loss of my father. He is with me all the time. All the time. Asher, we're talking about Asher, Cindy. That is my download and my message for you. I hope that helps. I'm going to go through the comments and read them out now and put them up. Sherry says, I love that you use such affectionate language. You are the sweetest and most inspiring. Thank you so much, Sherry. I love you. I'm sorry to hear that. I saw your comment on somebody else's post in the Dr. Morse group. Please don't be sorry. That's one thing that I hope to impart with this message. When I pass, whenever that is, I'm hoping I live another 55 more years. But if today should be my last day for whatever reason, I don't know. My crystal ball is still in the shop. I don't have it to look at. I certainly hope that you guys would not be sorry to hear that when I make my transition. Because if you are wrapped up in the sorrow of it, you cannot connect to the spiritual aspect of the person, of who they really truly are. We've got to get our heads wrapped around transition, death, dying, the end, and we have to realize that it's a transition to another chapter. And we have been through this transition phase and transition period, I believe, many, many times. I know the Roman Catholic Church does not believe that. However, that is, and I was raised Roman Catholic. However, that is my belief and my feeling. Yes, there is a heaven plane. Yes, there is all of that. But we continually come back to re-experience the absolutely amazing life that we can experience here on the third dimensional plane. So, you know, you've got me in tears. What a beautiful gift you could give someone. It was absolutely amazing. I was extremely aware of it as I looked into her eyes, and several times throughout our conversation, big huge smile on Jody's face. She wasn't afraid when she was that time that she spent with me. It was beautiful. It was powerful. It was a huge honor to be able to hold space for her and with her. Just read that post 5 minutes ago. Yeah. Anne Marie, day 21. Go 30 days. Go 30 days, babe. Oh my God. So sorry to hear that. I can resonate so much with you right now. I had an amazing dream about my son. We were so happy and he was so healthy. I love those dreams. I did need that connection. Yeah. Yeah. Your dreams are your actual spiritual astral body having other experiences in different simultaneous timelines. That was an absolutely real experience. Happy to hear that, babe. You're amazing and I love your perspective. Thanks for sharing your heart. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, babe. What an amazing experience for both of you. I'm so happy you were there to help her surrender, Earth Angel. Yeah, man. It was pretty powerful. I'm very honored. We can also be healed. We can also be healed in our physical bodies when we let go. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Kim. We have a new student, and it is Miss Kim. The amazing Kim Whitaker is here. Thank you so much, darling. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful that you're here. We usually make a big fuss, Kim, whenever we have a new student in the class, but just in the easy, peaceful vibration that I'm feeling in my heart right now, I ring bells. I ring my teacher bell every time we have a new student in the class. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Gwen says, wow, this message is powerful, Berns. I love you. You speak truth. Thank you, babe. I love you too. Brenda, hi Bernstein, hi, and y'all. Hello, beautiful Brenda. Rest in peace, Jody. I remember her posts here. Yeah, I love Jody. She was, I'd spoken to her before we started working one-on-one and had a conversation with her for like 2 hours. It was amazing. Beautiful Australian accent, beautiful heart, beautiful soul. She will always be with us. Beautiful video. So glad this came up while I was getting ready this morning. She messaged me a couple of times also. I was surprised to see she had passed, but so grateful you were there to help her transition in peace. Yeah, she was there. I was so just getting full body goosebumps right now. Thank you, Jody. I got you, babe. Her family was there. She was surrounded by so much love. It's always an honor to help somebody or to be in the presence of somebody at a very, very important spiritual time. It is often said that the thoughts, the words, the music, the sounds that you are surrounded by at your moment of transition are extremely essential for your ascension to your next vibrational place. So that I was able to be there for her, I was very aware of what was happening. Very aware of what was happening. Very, very aware of what was happening. And it was powerful. And I feel very honored for my life experience, for me being able to be with my father. I wasn't with my father when he actually took his last breath, but I was with him pretty much the entire week before he made his transition, and healed so many things between he and I, because, you know, not every relationship with your parents is always rosy and peachy keen, you know what I mean? So I'm very grateful that my life experience brought me to that place where I could look at this person who I knew and I could see was in her final physical hours, and to be able to hold that space for her and to know 100% that she was having a hard time surrendering to the process of transitioning, and that I was able to very gently and very lovingly reassure her that it was okay, that you can let go, you can surrender, and no, you're not gonna die. Nobody dies. We don't die. Physical body gets left behind. But that does not mean that we haven't healed what we came here to heal. Right, Kim? Yeah. Carol says, that was beautiful, Berns. I helped my mom also and told her we will all be okay. And I told her to go home, and I told her to tell Uncle Jimmy I said hi. Shortly after that, she went home. Amazing, right? Powerful. I'm so glad that you tagged me. Hold on, I'll come back to that one in a second. Yes, it's all about the balance, Amy. I'm hearing you now, and it seems like a sad time. So sorry for any sadness and departure of loved ones. Yes, well, it's not, it doesn't have to be a sad time. This is a time to celebrate. When we let go of something that no longer serves us, like a physical body that has come to the end of its service. This body is here to serve us. That's why we do the work that we do, so that we can enjoy great service out of this body, right? And when that's time to let this that no longer serves us go, sometimes that could feel a little bit saddening, but that's just because we're forgetting that in order to get to that next thing that we want, that we truly want, which is the true connection of our divine, we have to let go of those things that don't serve us. And sometimes that means our bodies. It's just a physical experience. It's just a physical experience in the grand scheme of things. Ashlyn says, Berns, thank you for this message. I have always been terrified of death since I was a kid. We all need the reminder that this is temporary and that our souls do live on in the unknown. It fills me with peace. I'll be thinking and meditating on spirituality today, which is what's most important. Absolutely, babe. A lot of us are control freaks. A lot of us. Right, Ashlyn? I used to be a control freak. Big time. Do I still like things a certain way? Yes, I do. Have I learned to let go? Yes, I have. Because in being locked down in that control, we have no control anyhow. In a lot of things, right? We think we do. We think we can control things. We think we can control a virus, by putting on a mask and all that nonsense. There's a lot that we need to let go of. And it's in letting go, that's where you really find your true power. I love you, Ashlyn. Anita Morjani, Dying to Be Me or Proof of Heaven by Ibn Alexander. Great books to read about life after death. No fear, just love. Yeah, I love Anita Morjani's work. I've learned so much from her. And the other one I'm not as familiar with. So let me see if I can take a screenshot of that. There we go. Okay, got it. I will look into the Proof of Heaven one. You can relate to this, Gabriella. Awesome. Hey, Terry. So true. The soul needs healing as well as the human body. You express my feelings about death with such beauty. Thank you so much, my darling. Yes, and Cindy says I love my sauna too. And there was one more up here that I whizzed by really quickly. We were talking about. Brenda was saying 11 days of juice fasting, primary juice, and one meal, which is veggie galore, down 8 pounds and so much more energy. Brenda! Look at Brenda rocking her, taking care of her beautiful, beautiful physical body. That is amazing. So, so happy for you. So that is what I had downloaded this morning for you from the divine, and I wanted to express that and share that with all of you. Ashen says, haha, yes. Fellow control freak here. It's been a huge learning experience for my husband and I having kids who are strong-willed. Let go, let go, let go, and love while we are on earth. It is so important. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hello, good morning, Janita. Much love to you as well, my darling. So, so that is it. That is what I had downloaded for you guys. That was Asher's way of coming in and sharing some of that beautiful perspective here with you guys. I've been wondering how I and when I open this topic up, and here we are. Beautiful time to do that. January 21st, 2021. Let us all remember everything is always working out for us, and we are here healing way more than we realize as we're on this journey. Yes, we're healing the physical body. Yes, indeed. But we are healing so much more than that. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep having faith that this is a powerful way to reconnect and to connect powerfully with the divine side of yourself as we heal and take care of the physical body. I will see you guys all at noon, right back here. That is a powerful date, 1/21/21, baby. I love you all so much. I'll see you back here at noon Eastern Standard Time, as always, in the kitchen, where we will continue to have fun on this physical plane. I love you. Mwah.